You know, one of the biggest, best, most pleasant surprise movies for me of the last decade was Kingsman. Kingsman was one of these films that came out of absolutely nowhere, based on this little known, at least in the wider pop culture, little known graphic novel story. Matthew Vaughn directed it, and I really do love Matthew Vaughn. And he did Kingsman fantastic. One of my bigger disappointments in the movie theaters in the last 10 years was its follow-up film, Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I really didn't like that movie. And I've gone back and tried to watch it a couple more times, and every time I watch it, I seem to get more and more disappointed with it. So whatever. We do, of course, have another Kingsman movie on the way, but this story's come out. The production company behind it, Marv, is now saying that they have around 7 more Kingsman films that they've got planned. 7. If that number sounds familiar, it's pretty close to what Saban, however you say Saban, said was the number of Power Rangers movies they were going to do before that last Power Rangers movie came out. And we all saw how that turned out. This is basically what they're saying. They're saying we've basically got something like 7 more Kingsman films in the plans. They also talk about how they have a Kingsman TV series in the works. We have a Kingsman TV series in the works, and there are 2 or 3 other franchises that are connected to the Kingsman universe. So they're actually looking at creating this entire shared Kingsman shared cinematic universe. I am of mixed feelings on this right now, because like I said, the first Kingsman movie to me, absolutely fantastic. Like, I love it. It's a joy. Every time I go back and watch it, it's just revitalizes that pure joy. It's got everything you want. It's got great humor, visceral violence, alongside of just really fun kind of action stuff. It's got a terrific cast, all that kind of stuff. But then again, like I said earlier, it's just kind of exasperated by the fact that then I go and watch the second one, and the second one takes away a lot of that joy, because again, I thought it was actually very, very poorly done, and I didn't like it at all. So now we're coming into this third one. Now the third one stars the guy I contend is the best actor in the world right now who does not have an Academy Award. The best actor working right now who does not have an Academy Award on the shelf, and to me that's Ralph Fiennes. So that all looks really interesting. So I'm curious to see this film. I really am. But I'm kind of, really? You're planning 7? That sounds like they're getting ahead of themselves a bit here, Rob. Anyway, Rob, you hear this news and this story. How does this jump out to you?
Well, you know, we talk about these shared cinematic universes. We've been talking about them a lot. And my feeling is, my axiom has always been, never put your universe before your characters and your story. And while I think it's good to have plans and to plan out your stories, like if you were to make, say, John, a 3-film trilogy that took place in a universe maybe a long time ago and far, far away, it's always good to plan in advance what you're going to do, so you can tell a satisfying story to an audience and they can anticipate the next chapter and then be fulfilled when you deliver the goods. So I always think that that kind of planning is a good thing. But when you just announce we've got 7 films in the pipeline, it always seems to me a bit arrogant, and maybe that you're creating expectations that are a little ambitious, which is good, but why not take it, like, make these plans, but then concentrate on making the films really good and then release them. And by the time you know it, hey, you have 7 films because they were all successful and they worked.
Yeah, again, and look, unlike some situations that are like remember the Dark Universe, when Universal was going to do their Monsterverse and they announced, we're going to do all these movies. We got, you know, Wolfman coming, and we got Mummy, and we've got this, and they launched with Tom, and they did all this before launching one movie. At least Kingsman does have 2 films under their belt. You know, they've kind of got it started. But that's kind of negated to me by the fact that I thought they're 1 and 1. You know what I mean? I thought the first one's great, second one's great. And by the way, Rob, it's not like these films have been making $900 million at the box office. Like, the last one made a respectable $400 million. Actually, that's quite respectable, but it's not like it's blowing the doors off the box office. So I don't know. This to me is kind of curious. I would have at least waited to see how this third one does to point in direction. The question is for you guys. What do you think about this news that they are planning over there like 7 more Kingsman films? Does that excite you? Or are you like, let's wait and see how the next one works out? Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.